So we're going to take a quick poll. Who's already using AI daily for themselves or in their business? It's okay. Cool. And who's still figuring out their first step? Awesome. Hopefully we're going to have a little bit here for both of you. And then for those of you that didn't raise your hand, we got you too. No worries. This thing always wants to be temperamental. Oh, there it goes. Did I go too far? No, I did not. Okay, so we hear a lot in the news. This AI project failed. This AI implementation failed. This rollout didn't do well. And we wonder why. Is it the artificial intelligence? Probably not. It's probably one, if not all of these four things. So number one is starting too big. When you hear about the failure, it's because they went big and audacious and they started from no AI whatsoever and they built an AI agent and they released it to the world, right? Didn't internally, they sent it out there, and that's when you hear the big sweeping headlines about the airline that was giving away free tickets because their AI's customer service bot said yes to everything, or the AI sales bot that the automotive company put out and they were selling cars for $1 because it allowed them to negotiate. That's where you see these big fails come from, right? And they have to roll things back, or they laid off their entire customer service department and then it didn't work and they had to start hiring people back. It's because I think they went out too big, too fast. No clear plan. I'm sure, and I've done it myself. We sit in the room and we listen to Tal and like, oh my God, I need that tool, I need that thing. But why, right? In other words, you're not starting out with a plan, you're starting out with chasing shiny objects. And there are so many shiny objects to chase with artificial intelligence. Undefined success measures. When you have a team and you're just like, great, we're going to do this, and you go off and do it, everybody has a different idea of what success looks like in their head. So can you imagine you get at the end of it and you've got 5 people on the team and you have 5 different definitions of success? Who wins? Probably nobody, right? Because it didn't meet their definition of success. You ask them and they're like, nope, this was not successful, right? So you got to clearly define success. And limited resources. So we have a company and we got Susie. Susie's shown some interest in artificial intelligence, and we're like, great, you're going to do it. And she's like, oh, she already has 153 things on her plate, and now we're giving her 154. And that's brand spanking new, doesn't have measures of success, no clear objective. How often do you think she's going to work on it, right? And then we say, oh, the plan failed, you know, because we're trying to burn Susie out even more. And the other side of it, internal tolerance. We got Bob, sorry for the Bobs in the room, he thinks AI is the devil, right? We'll call him a contrarian. And so what is he going to do every time Susie starts talking about this, trying to ramp herself up? He's going to squash her like a bug, is what he's going to do, right? Doesn't like change, thinks it's not the right time. So, and you always have to put up with those dynamics in your organization. You have to figure out how to mitigate that if you can. So now what I'm going to talk about is what I like to call my crawl, walk, run approach to artificial intelligence. So we are going to do a framework, but we are going to do a roadmap. But inside the roadmap is a framework, the crawl, walk, run framework. And may not be sexy, may not be mainstream, but it's going to get you to where if you invest time, money, and resources into artificial intelligence, it's going to get you to the finish line, which is the objective. So the crawl phase, we're going to talk about high impact prompts, right? There is a time, like Tal was showing you, to freebase or base, you know, just prompt like however you want. However, if we are going to take Susie's expertise and get Timmy, the intern, to be able to produce a similar result, we need a little more structure. And so creating prompts and prompt libraries so that when Susie creates something that works, Timmy the intern, and then even Bob the contrarian might try it and start changing his opinion because he's given something that we already know works. And then when you get through prompting and build this nice prompt library, you will experience people saying, oh, I'm tired of copying and pasting prompts. I don't want to do that anymore. That's now boring. AI has become boring, right? I've experienced it myself. My team's like, oh, do we have to keep copying and pasting and changing this? No, that's when we start walking with simple automations. Again, we're not at agents yet. We are in simple automation mode, right? That's where you trigger something, you push a button, you send an email, you put something in a folder, something happens, and then the work automatically happens, spits it out at the end for a human to look at. Or if you're crazy pants, it can just go right out to the world. Your choice. Then we get into running, and that's where you get into agents where you need a level of human interactivity with a intelligent bot agent type of thing. So it's handling multi-steps, it's doing things, booking that, doing all the things you saw today. But that's not where you start, right? Because you don't have the learnings from the other two phases to know what to put into the agents. Make sense? So that's why I follow this framework.